Welcome to another day in our challenge, the Get Productive Challenge. This is Jonathan, Simple Life Habits. Today is a great lesson that I hope you really get. And it's something that's been really helpful to me, and that is learning how to work in focus sessions. So I'm going to show you how I do that, and we'll jump right in. Actually, before we do, let's take a quick review of our week. I'm in Workflowy, and I just jotted this down just to share with you so you can see how everything fits together. Remember, this module is all about getting it done. We've set up our systems, we understand the mindset, we've gotten organized with our goals. Now it's all about what to do every day. The first step is your morning success routine, and I cover that pretty extensively and show you how to get inspired in the morning, how to focus on your goals, how to motivate yourself and get going in your day. Then I talked about the 5 most important minutes of your day. The concept comes from the 18 Minutes Focus book. And basically it is reviewing those 5 major areas of focus in your life, your most important roles, deciding what it is that you want to get done today to move you closer to accomplishing goals inside of those roles. Yesterday we talked about getting it done fast and how you need to focus on starting and how resistance is your major enemy. Don't get overwhelmed with the bigness of your project. Just get started. And today I'm going to show you how to work in focus sessions. And what I have done has evolved over time, but the concept and the principle has not changed. And that is, it's really important that you understand the difference between work and just sitting in your chair all day long. And I know that might sound funny, but there was a time in my life where I thought that if I was just sitting in front of my computer doing something, that I was working. And the truth is that I wasn't. There's a difference between work and focused work. By focus sessions, what I mean is I set a timer. Now, originally I started with 30 minutes, but it's evolved now to 90 minutes. And basically for 90 minutes, I am focused on just working, getting in the flow, getting in the zone. If you're an athlete or if you've ever been involved in sports, then you know the power of getting in the zone. You know the power of getting into rhythm, especially when you're practicing your basketball shot. There's something about getting into the rhythm. Same thing with the golf swing, and there's so many more areas that we can liken this principle to. But there's something beautiful about just having a focus session where you just focus on getting stuff done and you minimize the distractions. Now, if you work by yourself or you work at home a lot like I do, then this can be pretty easy to set up. It can take a little while to develop habits in it, but it can be easy to set up. If you work for somebody else, it can be a bit more of a challenge. But I still challenge you to say, okay, what can I do the next 30 minutes to really focus on getting stuff done and just working on ways to minimize the distractions that come in your day. So I believe firmly this can work for you whether you work on your own or whether you work for somebody else. So remember where we left off yesterday. Remember I use Workflowy and I have my areas of focus. It's my to-do list, and it's focused right inside of the most important roles in my life. My 5 minutes in the morning, I label the ones that I want to get done today. By clicking on today, I can filter the content and only see the things that I want to get done today. So when I'm ready to get started, I pick a task and I use my focus session timer, which is the Action Machine. It's a product that you can buy. It's a software that I bought over a year ago, and I still use it all the time. I'm really addicted to it. It's very helpful to me. So I pick an item like write new blog post for Simple Life Habits. That's what I want to start with. So if I want to start my focus session, let me just jump over into the Action Machine and show you how this works. Now what you could do is you can type in a specific to-do like write a blog post and add it onto your list if you wanted to. And then that will add a timer right in here. So if I say, okay, I want to spend the next 30 minutes focused on writing a blog post, then I can just click on the start and I can start the timer. Now if you If you want to, you can have the clicking noise to help you understand that you're really focused on getting stuff done, or you could turn that off altogether or even turn it down. I like to hear it just a little bit when I'm working because it helps me to understand that right now I'm focused on working. I'm a competitive guy. I like going up against the timer. Now I can minimize this, and it actually minimizes it down into your taskbar at the bottom. You can even scroll over the icon, which is out of the view of your window right now, but you can scroll over the icon and it'll show you how much time that you have left. It'll also tell you when you've hit the 10-minute mark or the 5-minute mark with a noise to let you know that your time is winding down. So if I was working on this blog post, I would probably jump over to a new tab. I like using distraction-free writing, so I use a free extension that I like to use called Writespace, and I would just jump in here and start writing. So I'm just purely focused on writing, and I'm writing and I'm trying to just get into the flow in the middle of this focus session, and I'm doing that while my timer's going off. Let me just stop this. So that's one way that you can do this. Another way that you can do this is just kind of an easier way instead of being so manual to add in all your to-dos, and that is you just set up focus sessions. So what I'll do is I've got this focus session 1. I'll set it up for 90 minutes. Then I like to take 30-minute breaks in between. So then I'll come to focus session 2. I'll put that at 90 minutes, and I'll add the break again for 30. Now, if I can get in 4 focus sessions in a day, that's really good for me. Do I always get that much time? No. There's things that come up, but generally I try to do 2 focus sessions in the morning and 2 in the afternoon if possible. So you can see that kind of adds up to about 7.5 hours. It doesn't include lunch. So what I would do is I would come over here, back over here to Workflowy, and I would say, okay, I'm going to start on the first task. Now, does that mean I'm going to spend 90 minutes on my blog post? Probably not. But I'm just going to jump into the next thing. Maybe I've got more of the same. So ideally, you'd want to batch tasks together. So, ideally for me, I've got several blogs that I run. So maybe my goal is I want to get 3 done or 2 done, and just all of my, and maybe this would help if you're not a writer. Maybe focus in on a role for your entire focus session. So for 90 minutes, you're going to focus in on just on this creating content section. So maybe you get stuff done that's labeled today, and maybe you actually get more stuff done that's not labeled today. But you just focus 90 minutes on one of the most important roles in your life. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So again, I would just start my focus session timer. And for me, I've got an hour and a half. I'm going to jump in and try to get as much done as I can. Now keep in mind, I do this by also staying focused on work. I don't have any email notifications that are popping up. I don't get, halfway done writing my article and think, well, I wonder what's the latest emails that have come in. Is there anything important that I'm missing? I really just decide that whatever comes to mind, I'm going to push it aside for a while. So if you remember in the past in setting up our systems, I talked about having a 3x5 card by you. That's what I do every single day. So if I'm in the middle of a focus session, I think about it to do, a bill that needs to get paid, a phone call that needs to be made, something that I remember online that I need to do. I simply just write it down and I get right back to working. And once I get into my break, I can do it then, or I can actually set aside time before lunch or at the end of my day to handle anything that's kind of come up in my mind that might distract me from the day. So as you can see, this is incredibly powerful. Tomorrow I'm really going to focus in on the power of taking breaks and how taking actual breaks can really increase your productivity overall. But today I just want you to find some type of timer system And maybe for you, it's just starting off with 30-minute sessions. Maybe you say, I want to at least get one 30-minute session in the morning and one in the afternoon. And then you build upon it from there. And you'll find an incredible amount of energy and productivity and getting in the zone, getting in the flow when you use this idea of setting a timer and just getting started on a particular task. So jump in and get the Action Machine if you don't have it. I highly recommend it. Or just use a simple egg timer and start working in focus sessions.